All right, let's dive into something that's reshaping the modern workplace in a huge way. The crossroads where artificial intelligence meets what's called spiritual intelligence. And trust me, this is about way more than just new software. It's a whole new test for what it means to be a leader. So let's just cut right to the chase. We all get that AI can make us more productive, right? But can it do more? Can this technology that's so good at automating tasks actually help us be more human at work? More fulfilled, more purposeful? That's the real question here. You know, when you hear AI in the workplace, what's the first word that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably efficiency, but that's just the starting line. The real conversation, the interesting one, begins where efficiency ends. Because AI is facing a brand new kind of test. I love this way of putting it. Thinking of efficiency as the floor totally reframes the entire discussion. I mean, getting things done faster, cheaper, that's the bare minimum we should expect from AI at this point. The real prize, the ceiling, if you will, is using this tech to actually boost our well-being and sense of purpose. Okay, so if that's the big goal, how in the world do we get there? Well, the key might just lie in a framework for leadership called spiritual intelligence, or SQ. A great way to think of it is like a new operating system for leaders, an OS designed for making decisions that are ethical and, well, purposeful. Now, it is so important to be clear here. When we talk about SQ in this context, we're not talking about religion or anything abstract. It's a really practical, totally secular toolkit for leaders. At its heart, it's about building trust by making sure every single decision is anchored in a clear set of values. So, what does that actually look like? Well, this whole framework is built on 5 core behaviors: authenticity, having a clear purpose, understanding your role, being of service, and of course, knowing your values. These aren't just fluffy buzzwords. They're the actual building blocks for this new leadership model. Okay, let's connect the dots now. How do we take this idea of SQ and actually apply it to the AI tools we're all starting to use every day? This is where the rubber really meets the road. The strategy really boils down to 3 simple but powerful actions. First, you use AI to liberate people from the boring, soul-crushing tasks, which frees them up for more creative, meaningful work. Second, you use it to elevate them. Think personalized coaching and real growth opportunities. And finally, you use AI to anticipate the early warning signs of burnout so you can offer support proactively with compassion. And look, this isn't some sci-fi future we're talking about. This stuff is already out there. You've got platforms like BetterUp using AI to align an employee's personal goals with their career path. Apps like Headspace and Calm can give you customized mindfulness exercises. And tools like WISA offer a private, immediate chat for anyone who's feeling stressed. But, and this is a big but, all of this brings up a really thorny question. When we start using AI to monitor employee well-being, where exactly do we draw the line between caring for our people and just spying on them? It is an incredibly fine line. So how can you tell the difference? It really comes down to a few key things. What's the intent here? Is it to prevent burnout or to find reasons to punish people? Is the process totally transparent or is it happening in secret? And is the data being anonymized to spot big picture trends or is it being used to target specific individuals? The answers to those questions literally change everything. And the stakes for getting this wrong are unbelievably high. Just look at what happened with one of Amazon's early AI recruiting tools. It was trained on old, biased hiring data, and it literally taught itself to penalize any resume that included the word women's. It's just a brutal reminder of how easily AI can bake in and even amplify our worst biases if we're not careful. So how do we stop that from happening? Well, there are at least 3 non-negotiables. First, these AI systems have to be constantly audited by independent third parties. Second, you absolutely must have mandatory human oversight. The AI can suggest, but a person makes the final call. And third, the AI's decisions have to be explainable. We have to be able to see why it made the choice it did. You know, what's interesting is that all of this ultimately shifts the focus away from the bits and bytes of the technology itself and puts it right back on the people in charge. The final choice, the responsibility, always comes back to human leaders. And this is where it all comes together beautifully. You can literally translate those 5 pillars of SQ directly into design principles for your AI. So authenticity becomes transparent AI. Purpose becomes mission-aligned AI. Being of service means you design AI that actually lifts people up. This is how you embed your values right into the code. This really just gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? AI is a tool, a ridiculously powerful tool for sure, but still just a tool. The accountability for how it's used, whether for good or for bad, that doesn't rest in the algorithm. It rests with us, with the leaders, the human gatekeepers. So, in the end, we're right back where we started, with a choice. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into the fabric of our work lives, are we, the human gatekeepers, going to use it to create more well-being, more purpose, more fairness? Or are we just going to let it become a super efficient way to repeat the same old mistakes? The choice is ours to make.